right. Well, that was an odyssey and a half to get working. Hang on, sorry. Had to adjust the microphone down there. Was not quite aligned where it was supposed to be. So here we are, 20 minutes late-ish, because I had stuff to put away for dinner that I had created. I should have started working on it earlier than I did. I started on dinner prep at like 5:45. I should have started about 5:30. But I was in the middle of getting all of my schoolwork done for the day because I didn't feel like leaving the last little bit to do until after this, when it was only like 15 minutes worth of work. So I did it. Did dinner prep, and it took as long as it was going to take, and then I was trying to get this working, and I just had it working this morning because I did the setup video, the incoming transmission, this morning. And then it took me 25 minutes to get OBS and the Elgato's game capture software to cooperate with each other, and multiple restarts of my computer to get the both of them to cooperate with each other, despite the fact that they have not been plugged into anything other than each other for the past, 9 months now? 8 months? I have not used them for anything else except for this console. Wouldn't recognize it. No signal. Are you sure it's all plugged in? Yes, I'm fucking sure it's all plugged in. Are you kidding me? So that was a debacle and a half. And honestly, that's about right, because like I said in the setup video, whoever is responsible for this organization must really not want this game to be shown anywhere, because I've been having a hell of a time trying to get it out to the public. Maybe I shouldn't have made that CIA agent joke earlier in the setup video. Oh, but we got to think of the positives, right? Like, my schoolwork for the day is done. My dinner prep for the next several days is done. The game is on. The OBS is working. And we're here. So, without further ado, since we're here, let's do this, shall we? Last PS3 stream project, begin broadcasting. I feel like I've had to crack the code with this bad boy in order to even get this out and transmit it across the internet, because on top of all the other technological issues and time planning management issues I've had today, when I tried to get this game installed properly on the PS3, yeah, PS2, I'll be okay, it hung at 52% and froze the whole console. However, when I reset the console, all of the game's data files were properly installed as far as I'm aware. Now, there may just be a point in time where we have to cut the stream off because I go to load into a boss fight or something like that and the game just disappears before my very eyes. I have no idea. Frankly, I hope it all stays stable, but, well, we know what assume means, and that's the only thing I can assume, is that it's all installed at this point. I've got no waking idea. I can't believe I encountered a bug before I even started playing. That's got to be a new personal record. I'm going to knock on wood so we don't have any problems. But since I don't have wood nearby, my head will have to do. Anyway, how you doing, everybody? My name is Monochromium, and this is Alpha Protocol. It is a game with the subtitle The Espionage RPG. And that, honestly, sounded way back in the day like it was right up my alley. Like, I was really big into espionage stuff, spy thrillers, specifically back in the 2000 aughts, because 007 Nightfire was a game that I enjoyed a hell of a lot. Played that all the way back at the beginning of the channel for YouTube. Excuse me. Watched a ton of James Bond movies growing up. And I was just, at the time, starting to really get big in and deep into RPGs way back when this game came out. Now, I didn't know about it until a couple of years after it came out. I think, or wait, no, it was 2010, I think it said, on YouTube when I just published the setup video there. So I guess like a year after it came out, then I learned about it. And I said, yeah, maybe that'd be pretty cool. And so in 2012, as far as I remember, I rented this game in the box that I showed on my YouTube, that one post that I posted on YouTube and on Discord, in a black box that was not the game's actual box. It was a PS2 box because someone had thrown away the original case or something. I don't know. But the point is I got this game from GameFly. Now, if you don't know what GameFly is, they would send you games in the mail. Kind of like an Amazon package, except not from Amazon. And you could play them for a set amount of time, and then you would return them. But if you wanted to keep them, you could buy them for a separate fee. So in this particular case, I rented this game for like $4, and I played it for like 45 minutes. I said, oh, cool, this sounds like it would be pretty good to keep. And then I paid for them to keep it. They said keep it, and I have not touched it since. It's been 12 years. I don't really have any idea. Well, I have a basic idea of what like the very beginning of the game looks like, but other than that, it's like I got nothing. Like, and when I say the beginning of the game, I don't even mean any of the gameplay part. I mean, like, when I click new game here, I know what I'm gonna expect up until the gameplay begins. After that point, I've got no friggin' clue what's going on. So this will be another blind stream through, another blind project, and we will get started with it as soon as I take a drink of water. And I'm not going to go into it with super high expectations. I think I had higher expectations for it way back in the day because it was the espionage RPG, and I was like, this is a mishmash of two of my favorite things. And I don't know. I've heard polarizing things about the game. I've heard great things about it. I've heard really bad things about it. I'm not really going to put a lot of value on what the internet says about it, I think, because I would much rather go into it with very little expectations, kind of like what we did with Raid just recently. And if I come out the other end pleasantly surprised, then cool, and if not, then, well, I didn't really have any expectations to begin with, so. Now, as for the things that I do know, I think I already set up the options here, though. Let me just double check to make sure. Okay, so yes, these are all set up, although we'll probably have to adjust the sensitivity as we go because it's kind of probably going to need to be adjusted. We'll see once we get into the actual gameplay, but everything else looks good. As for the two things that I do know, I have been told that it's a good idea to play this one on normal. Easy's too easy. Hard, the problem is that the game is kind of janky because it's got a few bugs. It's got a few bugs from the understanding that I have. When you play on hard mode, all of the fun that you can have with those dumb bugs, it kind of gets drained away because you have like way too much. You have to worry about the difficulty too much to really appreciate the jank for all the funny moments it creates. On normal, it gives you a nice balance where the game's not too hard, so you can appreciate the moments of jank when they happen, and just kind of, you know, have a halfway decent experience with the game that way. And you can still play whatever way you want. So I'm going to take that advice and play on normal. I don't know if you can actually adjust it up from there, but either way, I think we're just going to stick to normal for this one. We just beat Rage on Nightmare difficulty, so like I don't anticipate having a problem, but I mean, it's fine. It's like a falling action, right? It gives me a chance to kind of cool down from the extra twitchiness I had to have for Rage in order to be good enough at it. As for this part, this is the agent history screen, and I think this is as far as I got when I was doing the setup, is just taking a look at this stuff. You can choose from 4 history dossiers, basically. You can choose from soldier, field agent, tech specialist, freelancer. There's also recruit and veteran. Now, what you have with recruit and veteran, these are the ones that you'll want to play if you're going to play the game through multiple times. And this is a game, from my understanding, where your choices matter in terms of how things play out in the game's story. So, you choose recruit, and what happens in recruit is normally with these 4 up at the top, you get 31 skill points to play with right at the beginning of the game. They get put into specific abilities, trees, in soldier, field agent, and tech specialist, and you get to choose which ones you want them to go in freelancer. Whereas with recruit, you get 0 skill points to play with at the beginning of the game. So you're at a bit of a disadvantage right away. And it sort of expresses that in the agent history, which I guess I'll read through in a second. But what happens is once you beat the game on recruit, you unlock veteran, which allows you to effectively play New Game Plus. It gives you a whole bunch of extra skill points to work with, all of that stuff. So, but I'm only planning on playing the game through once as a sort of like a vertical slice for the stream. So since that's the case, I won't be playing on recruit. If you choose to play on recruit, though, it's like it says, it gives you an additional challenge. And it opens up recruit dialogue options, which are special types of dialogue options. We'll talk about those in a minute when we get into the game. But if you're a recruit, though you've barely logged 3 months working for the Department of Justice, your ambition, drive, and aptitude caught the eye of a clandestine government agency. Your path will be difficult with little experience and formal training. You'll have to rely on your wits while you learn your lessons in the field. But if you beat the game on that one, you can become the Leonardo da Vinci of clandestine warfare. They like that clandestine word, don't they? A gifted marksman, a master of stealth, and a tech-savvy engineer rolled into one. Alpha Protocol didn't go looking for you, you went looking for them. Having saved the world once, why not save it again? So yeah, this is the New Game Plus option, but we will select from these top 4. So let's take a look at them. Let me take a drink before I do them. I just had some ground turmeric root on top of rice before starting the stream, so a little drier than usual. But that's okay. That's why we have water. Anyway, could be a soldier. Decorated for service in the armed forces, your commanding officer felt that general infantry was a waste of your potential. Your natural language talent and quick wit caught the attention of a recruiter for an agency that doesn't officially exist. That sounds pretty cool, but let's take a look at the other ones. Field agent. No stranger to covert operations, you've spent the last several years working for the U.S. State Department on overseas assignments. Capable of being a charismatic presence one moment and an inconspicuous shadow the next, you're always the agent on location, never the one hiding behind a desk. So this sort of gives you that idea of like a stealth character. This is more like your... I guess it kind of tracks to like warrior rogue mage in a way. And this is as mage as you can get, I guess, in a game that's supposed to be emulating a real-life location set. Is tech specialist. The Gadgeteer. Having made a mockery of every aptitude test sent your way. Sorry, that's the turmeric again. Turmeric. It was no surprise that you finished your first PhD before you were legally allowed to buy alcohol. I somehow find that doubtful. That's 12 years worth of school you'd have to finish in 3 or 4? Wow. While the CIA initially hired you to design cutting-edge electronics, being cloistered in a lab proved unsatisfying, and your superiors granted you a transfer to clandestine services. There's that word again. When your handler was asked to recommend an agent for a top-secret reassignment, your remarkable fieldwork and your natural grasp of technology made you the obvious choice. So these top 3, like I said, they give you certain skill points, and they put them into certain skill trees for you. Soldier, you'll get more of like a focus on guns and toughness. Field agent, you'll get some more focus on stealth. And tech specialist, you'll get more of a focus on gadgets. I would like to set my points myself because I kind of want to pick from one of the skills that each of the top 3 specialize in and have those be my 3 main skill trees for the whole game. So we're going to go with freelancer. Fearless from birth, the only thought that ever caused you an ounce of panic was the thought of a 9-to-5 job. You know, can confirm. After a remarkable college career, you vanished off the radar of the known world to make your fortune. According to your dossier, you've been a mercenary in Africa, a bodyguard to the Sultan of Brunei, the on-again, off-again paramour of a European princess, and the holder of 3 patents in Great Britain. While the truth is none of the above, all of them are bullshit. One thing is clear, and that is that your skills caught the attention of some very important people in the espionage world. It might be because you're a really good liar. It might also be because they like the way you hold your guns. Either way, you're a freelancer, and Alpha Protocol wants you. So let's take it. Now, the way that it works is you receive 31 AP skill points, effectively, when you pick freelancer. If you pick soldier or tech specialist or stealth agent, field agent, excuse me, you the points are already set for you. But with freelancer, you can set them yourself. So what we're going to do is, we're going to set them ourselves. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to toughness, and this gives you, extra health, better endurance, and I don't really know how endurance works exactly, but it's a separate stat from health. So we'll see how that works when we go. And then some damage resistance. And I'm going to set this to level 4 right away, because this is a game that bases itself on a realistic setting. So my concept of this is, okay, it's based on a realistic setting. If you're leveling up and gaining quote-unquote HP as you're leveling up in a game that's supposed to take place in a very close offshoot to reality, it starts to break the fantasy of it a little bit. It starts to feel more like a fantasy rather than a realistic game. So I'm going to set my HP thresholds for the entire game at the very beginning of the game and never touch it again. If I'm going to play on normal, I gotta handicap myself somehow, and this is the best way that I can think to do that. That doesn't give me any extra info, but anyway. So our first level will give us 25 extra health. I know I'm leveling up health right at the beginning, but that's okay because that means it's done before I even start playing. Endurance recharge delay down to 11 seconds. Default is 12. Don't know what that's all about, but sure, why not? More health and the delay again. So we're going to go to level 4. If you go to level 5, you can get access to a skill, Iron Will, but we're not going to go there. It gives you some damage resistance, but we're not going to bother with that one. We're just going to leave that one on the table. The next one we're going to focus on, I believe, is Technical Aptitude. And this provides more healing from first aid kits. Higher levels allow you to carry more gadgets into missions, reduces the downtime between uses of certain gadgets and skills. This is an all-around pretty good skill from my understanding, so I just kind of want to put a couple of points into it just to start with, because we've already used up 16 of our points, so we're going to have to be a little stingy now, but that's okay. So we can get Medic to start with. Not really anything I particularly care about. I don't know how many first aid kits we're going to be using. I guess we'll find out. But we're going to take the first rank, and then we're going to take the second rank, and this one gives you +3 on the magazine size of all weapons for the rest of the game. Seems like a pretty good rank to me. But this is why you like Technical Aptitude. A lot of the passives in Technical Aptitude are just kind of nice to have. They're just, like I said, basically just passive abilities, but they are pretty nice to have in a pinch. The next one we're going to do is martial arts, because frankly I was a little disappointed with the martial arts and the melee attacks in Rage, so I figure if we do in this game what we didn't do in Rage, it won't feel as forced that we're playing two games with shooting elements in them, one right after the other. I'm going to have to get used to it though, because Alpha Protocol was a pioneer of its time apparently, because you use the L2 button to aim and the R2 button to fire, whereas the vast majority of other shooters on the PS3 era were using L1 and R1 instead of the, triggers for that. So anyway, I'm still rambling. We need to actually start playing the game at some point here. So martial arts, we're going to punch people. This is our close quarters option. We get to learn the basics of CQC. And this increases the damage of our hand-to-hand attacks. So just a little touch of that right at the beginning to give us a little edge. And I am going to choose to ignore the sabotage skill. From what I understand, this is used for hacking and door unlocking. And I'm probably going to regret never putting any points into it, but we're never going to put any points into it. I used a lot of gadgets in the previous game, and I know Technical Aptitude is giving us some gadgets, but I'm mainly planning on using this for first aid kits and one other thing, but we'll talk about that later. As for our weapon of choice, we can pick between pistols, submachine guns, shotguns, and assault rifles. We used, maybe not submachine guns so much. We used pistols, shotguns, and then large weapons pretty extensively in Rage. The assault rifles weren't very good in Rage, though, so I'm going to choose assault rifles as our long-range option. and this will give us better damage and accuracy. We can line up crits faster. Assisted aiming, I'm not really sure I need that, but hey, I'll take it anyway. As for this, we get better accuracy and recoil control with assault rifles from just this basic one, and that gives us all of the points that we can actually use right now. So we put our points together. Toughness will stay where it is for the rest of the game, and we will boost assault rifles, technical aptitude, and martial arts throughout the rest of the game, and use those as our primary skill trees. So, I think that's it. We're, only 22 minutes in and we're just starting, but that's okay. Let's do this.
Air traffic control, this is Alpha 254, requesting clearance for departure. Roger that. Mark clear. Proceed to runway 5.
That doesn't look like any fuel tank I've ever seen on an airplane before. They doing some sort of experimental rocket fuel or something? Is it going to turn all those people into fireworks? I don't think that's an experimental airplane engine, now that I'm looking at it. I feel like it might be something far worse for those people. Though, hey, it will probably turn them all into rocket fuel. Yeah, it was a missile. Well, that's not good. Mr. President, get down! Now, something tells me Mr. President is not on this flight, especially since it's a commercial flight, but these people are about to take an express trip to the ground. Well, that sucks. What a way to go.
We'll have more on this story as it develops.
If anyone is to blame for these events, Mr. Thornton, it is you.
Wow.
Alpha Protocol began here, after all.
So what caused me to be the one to cause an airplane to be missiled into the ground? Let's go back and find out. 3 months ago, the gray box, location classified. I don't think the subtitles are on. I thought I set that in the menu, but I'll check it after this. After I wake up from my coma. Because good lord,
I've
man.
been hit by a freight train.
I mean, you may just have been hit by a freight train there, friend. Alright, so before we adjust camera and move and all that stuff, can I pause? Is it? Okay, I guess not. So anyway, we can move and pick up highlighted items over here. So let's do that. I'll take it.
Good. You're awake.
Ah, okay, yes. So this is Alpha Protocol's claim to fame. It came out after Mass Effect 1, so it does have a dialogue tree situation going on. But it wasn't just a one-for-one copy. Instead of that, you have a set amount of time, a fixed amount of time to choose your stance in a dialogue conversation with people. You have to choose before that timer. That yellow bar above the options there will slowly tick down, and you have to choose your option before that runs out, or the game, as far as I'm aware, will choose it at random for you. And at random, it's probably not good in a game where your choices and consequences matter. So, but you can choose suave, aggressive, professional, and sometimes you'll have a special stance depending on how the situation plays out. I don't know a whole lot about the special stance, but I do know about the suave, aggressive, professional parts, so...
I wasn't sure how long you'd be under.
Fair enough.
Those tranquilizers wore off fast.
Yes, they did.
Where am I?
You're locked in our medical bay. And when the guards find out you've regained consciousness, they'll put you under again.
Well, that's
What's
just
that?
great.
Any reason why you're helping me?
Mina. Let's just say I'm not a fan of the indoctrination procedure here.
There's an
Well, no reason to
indoctrination
leave,
procedure?
And how do you propose to do that?
Fair
You're
question.
locked in. There's a guard outside. Eventually, he's going to come check on you.
I think distraction
And
is
when
a
he
good
does-
idea.
Can you distract the guard? Unlock the door.
I could.
You're already
But glitching
helping
the
me, so
security
you're already
panel
in
the hall
trouble.
outside might do it. As long as you don't make too much noise when you leave, you might take him by surprise while he's checking it.
I don't know about make too
Disabling
much
the security
noise,
system now. The door should be unlocked.
because I'm definitely going to make too much noise. And by that, I mean beat the shit out of people, so. He said, damn it. Now, I don't know how to sneak at this point, so I guess I'll just kind of hope for the best. And go from there. I feel like he's on his way. So, I will just take him by surprise in a second. Yep, there we go. Okay, circle is melee? Alright, well, that's shocking. I don't think he tripped an alarm, though, so that's a good thing. Looks like we're going this way. Ah, no, that looks like Mina's handiwork. Ooh, okay. Hold on.
Somebody get me another angle on Thornton.
Before you do that, let's see how this whole hacking thing works. All right, use left stick to move between circuits and X to clip a circuit. So we want to clip the circuits that have the ones on it. Clip circuits in numerical order to bypass the panel. Okay. Clipping the wrong circuit will decrease the time left. Running out of time will trigger an alarm. Okay. Got it. Clipping all circuits will override the board. All right, here we go. Let's see.
Now.
You need to shut
let's
off the alarm. The panel's on the wall. Do a bypass on
That's
it.
the wrong one. This one. That is this one. This one. And then this one.
Mike, careful. They probably have a guard in the lobby.
Alarm system deactivated. Completed. Disable alarms. Okay. Now, again, the real question is, how do I sneak around? But I suppose I didn't pick any stealth points, did I? So, okay, L3 is crouch. Enemies are less likely to see you when you're crouched or in cover, making it easier to move in for a stealth takedown. All right, cool. Again, I didn't take any points into stealth, so I don't know how much of a point stealth has, but I suppose I'm just in my medical stuff, so... He's got a gun, though. Probably worth it to stealth take down him if I can. There we go. Perfect. Ah, a pistol. L2 to aim, R2 to fire. Alright, so... I don't want to hit him in the head, though. Whoop.
There you are, Mike. Gotcha.
Am I missing him? I'm trying to understand, because I'm definitely not taking him out as easily as I could be taking him out right now. Alright, come on, get in here. Ow. Mike, yeah, get in there. There you go. As far as I'm aware, health does not return unless you use a first aid spray, so you gotta be a little careful here. Can I go back over my shoulder? No, I can't. Okay. Sorry, Cole's playing League of Legends again. Maybe because I'm in... okay, no, he's down. Never mind. We're good. Maybe I should have checked out the actual controls there real quick, just to be certain. Okay, change weapon with triangle. Martial arts is circle. Stealth takedown is that. We can sprint with X. That's what I'm looking for, because I want to sprint in so I can punch people. Although I would prefer to have set that to, like, square or something with melee, but either way, it's probably fine. Anyway, back we go. I have 76 HP. Oh, I can heal here. That's nice. There we go. Now we're back up. I would rather, okay, not have this weapon out, but that's just me, so. Alright, so. He has spotted me, and I'm going to see if he'll come over and find me. I don't think he will. Yeah, he's kind of just chilling out in cover at the moment, so. Since that's the case, if I can get in here. Well, I have a bullet wound, but I did not take any damage, so I will take it. That'll work. Might as well use the punches while I can. Let's see. I gotta go down there. 4.7 meters, but it's below me, so... Let's just turn this bad boy off. Let's see. This. And that goes there. Then we gotta go over here. And then that one goes all the way up and around there. Alright, cool.
Watch out for cameras. If they spot you or you destroy them, they'll sound an alarm.
Alright, cameras. Ah, okay. Nice and easy because they've got a big sightline pattern on them. Cool. I can micromanage that by sprinting past them, like this. Alright, back to this. Press X to enter cover. Ah! Okay. It is, in fact, a cover shooter, after all. So, ooh. He's got a friend. His friend's like, what the hell?
Mike, they've dispatched a squad to your area.
Don't make this
good.
any harder than it has to be.
It has to be harder than this? I'm shocked at that option. Alright, what do you say we sprint for it? Okay. Glad that I found out how to use cover, though, because I feel like that's going to make it a little easier to just kind of manage this a little bit. So, let's see here. Wonder if I can shoot the fire extinguisher and, like, explode it to make it a little easier to take care of this guy. Okay, while he's reloading. Okay, okay. There we go. There's a first aid kit in here. Let's go have a look. Maybe I actually deactivate the alarm first. Now that I think about it, it might be better to do that. Pick up special ammo? 12 tranquilizer rounds. Okay. Let's turn this bad boy off. Let's see. That wraps all the way around from there. This goes here. And that's just there. And that's all the way over there. Alright. Cool. Not having too much trouble with the alarm systems so far. I'm sure they get harder the further you go on in the game, but so far so good. Let's see. Just trying to look around, see if there's any extras to find other than healing stations. Special ammo or something like that, like right here. There we go. I could be breaking the doors open, but let's wait until I'm a little bit later on to do that. You know, we're trying to sneak out relatively quietly. We're trying not to, like, get 60,000 guards and soldiers on our ass here. So let's just do this slowly but surely. And also test what I was asking about a second ago. Can I shoot this and blow it up? Kind of, yeah. So that probably would have done something had the guards still been around. But they are not here, so we don't have to worry about that. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. You were off, thought this was 007 Legends. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play 007 Legends, so maybe one day, but not today. Today we play through the jankiest spy RPG that's ever been made, also one of the only ones.
Now we got you.
Ah, they locked the door on me. Restricted area, authorized personnel only. So, alright, let's see if we can lockpick. We didn't do too bad in the hacking part, but the lockpicking part, I don't know. Use L2 to apply pressure to a pin. R2 sets the pin. Align the pin along the shear line to set it. Okay, so where it lines up there, not on the red. Got it. Trying to set a misaligned pin will strain the pick and eventually break it. Align and set all pins to pick the lock. Okay, so pressure, pressure, pressure. Nope, not quite. There we go. Nope. It's tougher than it looks. Gently. There we go. Got it. It was a little close, but hey, I'll take it. Who the hell is that guy? I don't know, but considering all of the dossier stuff about them is in red, they're probably not the good guys. Alright, anyway. Got some more special ammo over there. Don't need to heal. Good for now. Tranks. Cool. Next.
Sign of our new arrival?
No sign of him yet.
Would you like to change that? Hoo-yah!
Careful, Mike. Truck coming in.
Nice
And
moves,
guards at the
Mike.
exit.
I will attempt to, Mina. I can't guarantee anything. Press left to ready a special ability. Once selected, press L1 to use that ability. Okay. We have awareness. Reveals nearby enemies showing their location, facing, and level of suspicion. Interesting. Oh, okay, so all the green arrows will be the enemies now. What does select do again? Inventory, intel, service record. Interesting. Hey, Metroid, how you doing? Welcome back. Played this game a lot back when it came out. It's good fun. I've heard polarizing things about it. I've heard good things. I've heard bad things. I'm trying to just... It's going to be like Rage for me. I'm going to try to go into it on my own terms and see how it was. I have played it previously, but we are actually currently farther than I ever got in the game when I played it originally, so... I took the faintest of first looks at it, said, oh, cool, I'll probably play this. And then I put it on the shelf, and I never played it for 12 more years until now. Sorry, you watched so much LPL? You heard clicks as the pins were set? No, that makes sense. I mean, it's like, you just get the impression. You're like, hello, this is the lockpicking lawyer. I'm currently breaking into your house. Alright, so we've got some people over there. I wonder what my, how often I can use, stand real still.
Stop the truck, I see it. You've done it now, Mike. Too bad for you.
Oh boy. Alright, turn this bad boy off.
Mike,
While
get
I
out of
make
there.
this. I will get out of there once I have deactivated. Can I use the stick for this? Yes, I can. Good. Or not the stick, the D-pad. For that. Alright. Oh, I see. So there's like a cooldown circle that's around awareness over there, so that'll tell you how long it takes for you to be able to use your, whatchamacallit. You know, it's funny, though, because they probably shouldn't have left an alarm, like, right there for me to take advantage of. You know, I feel like that's kind of silly of them to do. Oh, by the way, if you hear any screaming in the background, Cole's playing League of Legends with his friends again. And trust me when I tell you, Marie, I have told them what you've said about that. So far, he hasn't really listened to me. You know, probably I could have shot that barrel. They probably were right near it, and I've just made my job harder by not doing so. Alright, no alarm this time. Let's see. Ah, okay. We have 1, 2, 3 on alert. And I'm going to shoot that barrel if any one of them comes anywhere near it. Let's see, our objective is over there. I probably could have, like, gone there, but I did not, so... Okay, they're probably still looking for me. They're probably still in caution mode, but that's okay. Oh my god, there's like a million of them. I could go over there, too. Might go over there. They haven't seen me so far. In case you're wondering, a Metal Gear Solid specialist I am not. So if you're looking for Metal Gear Solid gameplay, I'm not planning on using any stealth in this one. I'm using it currently just because I'm in medical suits. So, like, there ain't no way in hell I'm taking all these bullets without falling over dead. So, you know what probably happened is the guy that was up here probably went down. Yeah, because here's the stairs that he could go down, or the ladder that he could go down in order to catch me. But they won't catch me anymore because I'm getting the hell out of here. Ooh, I was getting the hell out of here. Not anymore. There we go. Can I close this door? No. Hack computers to complete objectives, siphon funds, or disable security. Interesting idea. Let's give it a shot. Oh good, another tutorial. It's a weird Deus Ex Light / off-brand James Bond, but you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's like it's kind of like a hybrid of both, really, in the impression that I've gotten. Like, I already get a little bit of Deus Ex vibes from it, but definitely like the spy aspect. I mean, it's in the title, the espionage RPG, so the spy aspect will come into it eventually. I mean, you could. How the scrubs were a disguise, yeah, something like that. A disguise that I'm still wearing despite fighting dudes in body armor. You played this game loud when you first did it. It works just as well. Yeah, that's the plan. Once I get some armor together, we're beating an ass instead of sneaking around. We did enough sneaking in Rage, and it didn't really work out well. So find the 2 passwords hidden in the data stream. Use left and right to move the sequences at the top. Match the top password with its twin. I see. Okay. And lock in the left password with L2 and the right with R2. If the security bar fills up, the sequence will move. Running out of time will trigger an alarm. Lock in both passwords to hack a terminal successfully. I get the feeling I'm going to be very bad at this. I've heard this is actually an accessibility issue, though. Like, I've heard people say, yeah, no, I can't do this one because I have, like, dyslexia and stuff, and that this, I mean, obviously that just doesn't work. I don't think I understand what I'm supposed to be looking for here. Yeah, I don't get it. It's not, like, making itself immediately clear to me what I'm supposed to be looking for there. So, we won't bother with that. At least not yet. Alright, so that's probably an alarm right there. So while the computer's not looking at it, deactivate the alarm, and then we'll go from there. Ooh, this one's a tricky one. Let's see, 2. Wow. This is 3. 4 goes underneath and goes there. 5 is here. And 6 is what, here? Yeah, I missed it. At least you get multiple attempts. Alright, 1 is there. 2 is here. 3 goes there. 4 is there. 5 is here. And 6 is here. Oh, and there's a 7th one as well. It's all the way over. There we go. Well, at least I'm pretty good at that minigame. Alright, I might be able to grab this, whatever this is, briefcase. Oh, okay. Well, there's some money. And we got some dossier info as well, so that's not terrible. Do we want to give the computer hack another try? Like, I didn't really understand how exactly it works just there. Correct codes you're looking for are the only ones that aren't rapidly changing, so just scan for those and then match them with what you have. It's just explained weird. Okay, so, like, try to see... I'll try to see if there's ones that are, like, not really flickering much, I guess. B, D... So I'm looking for a B. I see the C one now. Okay, here, I see this one. Hold on, I need to get it over here, though. And then the B one. It's right here.
End of the line, Mike. Give it up.
I got it. Cool. Okay, yeah, I didn't really understand that at first, but now I get it. It's just it's like you said, they explain it kind of wonky, not exactly the... What was that noise? You need some oil up there, big guy? No, but something is making a noise at me. Oh, what the hell am I looking at? I don't know, but I don't think Mina's going to be able to help me with it. She said stay where you are. I don't think I can go anywhere.
That's enough? I think that's my line. What the hell's going on? Why did you drug me?
And why am I wearing a QR code?
Stay confidential, especially if you got kidnapped and questioned.
Uh-huh.
You mean like now? Real friendly welcome to a new recruit.
We're not in the business of making friends.
Yeah, I noticed.
Dossier, neither are you.
Let me guess. You're not done hazing me yet.
Yep. I'm gonna ask you some questions, run you through some more tests, then you and I can talk. Face to face. That make you feel better?
Right, okay.
No, but some morphine might. Or whatever cocktail you shot into my system. What the hell was that?
That's classified. Although I didn't expect you to shake it off so quickly.
Well, then maybe you should have increased the
I've been
dosage.
rereading your dossier. Your file makes you seem more like a tourist than an agent. Your passport must have been stamped twice over.
The stamps are just for show. I can't confirm or deny I was ever in any of those places. Nor were there any witnesses.
Well, I hope you like going where it's hot. And I'm not talking about hell, but someplace close to it.
I mean,
Thought I
hell's
was
pretty
already
cold
there.
depending on how far
Spoken
down
like
you
a man
go.
who doesn't care about his career. Good. If you gain more experience in the field, you may want to specialize further. But we can leave that until you've got some missions under your belt.
Okay.
That's it. Now I'm gonna let you out of the pen here and meet the rest of the crew.
I'd prefer an assignment, not a meet and greet.
How about you earn it first? And that means following orders, got it? The rest of the crew will take it from here. They'll be running you through the basics of weapons, gadgets, and espionage tactics. When you're cleared on the basics, come find me for your assignment.
You'll forgive me if I'm
Mike, it's a big one and dangerous.
not
but I
too
think you're the man for the job. Make the rounds. I'll see you soon.
enthusiastic about this mission of yours, considering you guys kidnapped and drugged me. It makes me feel a little bit less like I can trust all of you. Just a thought. Think you're going to be less computer hacking and more shotgun blasting. Yeah, assault rifle, but yeah, that's the same idea. Alright, this game has some pinches of Mass Effect dialogue as well. Yeah, they sort of like... They went a little further than the Mass Effect dialogue where they have you make decisions rapidly based on a timer, so... It's a true salad bowl of a game? Yeah, something like that. I guess we played kind of 2 salad bowls in a row, didn't we? Because Rage was very salad bowl-y as well. Anyway, we leveled up, so we can spend some points. I wonder what happens if I scan the QR code on his coat. I kind of want to like walk up to my TV screen and see what it sends me to if I scan it. Oh, that would be kind of funny. It's probably going to bring you to Alpha Protocol's website, but I don't know if that's even funked. Like, what's the opposite of defunct anymore? So, but either way, we're level 1. You get 10 AP per level, it looks like, unless that's just for this level. I don't know. But we have already set, you two were not here when I did this, we've set our toughness to level 4. That's where it's going to be for the rest of the game, because if I'm going to play on normal, I was told to play on normal so that the jank was actually funny rather than frustrating. But if I'm going to play on normal, I'm going to handicap myself somehow, and that handicapping seems to be don't increase your toughness any more than a little bit for the entirety of the game. So, either way, we can get assault rifles going a little bit. We can get 2 points and get focused aim. Provides a brief period of lock-on capabilities. When L2 is pressed, the crosshairs will automatically track to the enemy nearest to the center of your aim. This ability can only be used when an assault rifle is equipped. 10 seconds and a 60-second cooldown. Okay, so we could grab that. It looks like we can only go up to level 5 in any of these for right now. So, let's see. We could get more loot. We could get a cooldown on first aid supplies, or we could do like, basically we could do 2 in technical aptitude and 1 in martial arts. Strike combo, so we'd get 4 strikes if we got this one. Interesting. I mean, I'm currently without a weapon, so it might be better to do that first before I start investing into assault rifles. So I think I'm going to do 2 in tech aptitude, and this will turn... Okay, it actually tells you here, yeah, so my plan of action with technical aptitude mainly is we'll level it up a bit to get some extra slots, but the slots are going to be used on 2 things, first aid and epinephrine spikes. And by epinephrine spikes, well, this is an Obsidian game, so it wouldn't be shocking if I told you that there was a secret to making melee combat more interesting, and the secret is drugs. If you inject yourself with epinephrine, you can inflict some serious harm with your physical attacks, from my understanding. So, yeah, we might drug up a little bit in this one. It's okay, though. And then, since I'm still using my fists mainly, I'll just invest in that, and then we'll go from there. What else have we got over here? I have professional. You've tried the professional approach in your first few conversations. Endurance +5. Interesting. Okay. Well, not particularly accurate yet, but yeah, I think we'll stick with what we just did there. So maybe we'll do this all the way up in the next level. Weapon balancing. We can meticulously adjust his firearms for ideal weight to recoil ratio, or recoil to weight ratio. Interesting. Okay, but maybe we'll increase that all the way up at the next level. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. Those are good. Yep. Bit of a salad, but it's tossed well. Is that how the metaphor works? Something like that. I can see what you mean by it anyway. I might increase the sensitivity a little bit. I think it's a little low. Let me try that. Oh, that's the gamma. Oh yeah, it's a little low. Do that up, see what happens. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Maybe just a little more. Maybe like 3 more ticks. Why is it so low to begin with, anyway? It's a little weird. Oh, yeah, this game kind of keeps track of what attitude you tend to take in dialogue and gives you stuff if you lean into a certain sort of character. Yeah, I think I'm probably, honestly, I'm probably going to lean more towards professional. Like, I don't mind being suave, and I don't mind being kind of like a no, taking no shit type of a person, but I feel like professional is usually what I lean into the most when I play games, and I don't know, maybe we'll do it for this one. Like, I'll let my fist do the talking if I need to be anything other than professional, you know what I mean? So. Alright, well, anyway, we gotta keep going, and I do wonder if that, whatchamacallit, is going to, that camera is gonna catch me again. Alright, so, oh, we're going this way. Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
No weapons past this point.
Okay, I don't currently have anything on me other than my fists, and to be fair, those are lethal weapons at this point, so thanks for not doing your job, jackass. Anyway. Let's see where we end up here. Probably not going here because this guy's
Area's off limits. Use your PDA if you're turned around.
Oh, cool, thanks. Which one's my PDA? That's not my PDA. This one's my PDA. Here we go. So what do we have in terms of our inventory for right now? Probably not a whole lot going on here. Oh, wow, this is got a bit of customizability on it, doesn't it? Models, barrels, sights, magazines, accessories for your weapons. Holy shit, that's more than I thought I was going to get. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, we have 5 endurance, 5 sound dampening, and the hospital scrubs, and then we can hold 4 gadgets currently. All right. That seems interesting, I guess. We have some intel already. I don't know if this is like a codex or what, but I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to look in. Oh, okay, this also gives me my map. Cool. And I can look around. Report to training sector. Does it show where the training sector is if I like... I can't select it. Faction and individual info. 3% complete. Maybe we'll look at that in a little while. Service record? Oh, this is the level up screen. Okay, I see. And what was this? Oh, that's just my stats. Here's the perks that I've gotten so far. And here's the abilities that we've gotten. You know, it's funny, though, because, like, we've got the Freelancer as our class that we used this first time. And all of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, now I feel like I'm in the job systems from the early Final Fantasy games as a result of my Freelancer attitude. My Freelancer class. I don't think it's quite as good as the Freelancer gets in Final Fantasy V, but, you know. Okay, so we can change our appearance at the locker. Proceed with orientation or return to the interrogation room for your mission.
Probably want to change. Go on. Your gear's in the lockers.
Alright, let's see what kind of gear we've got. We can change facial appearance. I wonder if that has an effect in the game, because, like, if you're a spy, you might want to switch around what you look like in terms of your, like, appearance in order to throw people off, right? So I think that's probably good. Hair, short, stylized, disheveled, and layered. Oh my god, this is the slowest rotating camera I have ever seen in my entire life. Stylized? I mean, that doesn't look bad for a, you know, game made in 2010, 2008-ish. I mean, short is fine, but I think I'd rather he have, like, a little bit of hair. So let's do stylized. Beard. Clean shaven, 5 o'clock shadow. Wow, okay, there we go. Groomed beard. Circle beard. Goatee 1. Goatee 2. Soul patch. Full beard, wow. Lumberjack. Maybe, I mean, I guess we could grow it out over the course of the game, right? Like, we could leave him clean-shaven for now and then let his hair grow out. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll, like, leave him with short hair and stuff like that, and maybe if I remember to do that, we'll let it grow out over the course of the game. We could have a hat, camo cap, backwards, baseball cap, backwards, swamp hat. Oh, wow, he's got the... he's got the Watch Dogs uniform all down before Watch Dogs was even announced. Beret, beanie, hooligan... Okay, now, hooligan cap just sounds really funny to me, but I think we'll just stick with nothing. Eyewear, though, might be a good idea. Half rim, rimless, wraps, mirrored shades, aviators, razors, Really, nothing else? I mean, I guess the half rims aren't terrible, but... Yeah, I'll take the half rims. And eyes. Dark brown, light brown, green, hazel, gray. Well, mine are dark brown, and I guess he's supposed to be kind of an everyman, but we can leave him blue. I don't mind that much.
Orientation's not mandatory. You can turn around and go back to Westridge right now. Although that might make him upset.
And we can't be upsetting him. I already got -1 reputation with him, so...
Our war does not end here. This target is not the last. With our will and our resolve, Al Samad shall continue these attacks, fight the aggression of the West with its own weapons.
Oh boy. I'm sure that's gonna go over real well for them.
You might want to take it a little easier
system.
when you escape next time.
Yeah, sorry guys. I didn't mean to beat the sin out of you. Oh, I see the AE one, but it's gonna update them now, so... Oops. Well, sorry. I've activated the alarm. So I'm gonna guess hacking this while the alarm is up is not gonna work. Let's go see if I can undo the alarm. Enter gadget orientation. Can't really get anything from the shop there. Espionage orientation. So can I hack this with the thing going off? Let's see. Yes, I can. Interesting. 77D I see right away. And... Oop, hang on. I think it's down here. Yep. It scrolls down really slowly, though. So... Okay, emails. Medical facility off limits. AP dispatch. I don't know if I want to bother with reading all of this, but anyway. Is this my inbox? It must be because I can reply to it, so... Okay. Freelancer in 5 is busted. Minus the version that you have on Steam, oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. I usually don't go back to Freelancer once I get rid of it in 5. I usually just go with the jobs, and then I just try to make it work without going back to Freelancer ever again. It just feels like when you add enough stuff to it, it just gets really overpowered, so... Internet doesn't seem to know what the QR code is either. It might not be a real one. Oh yeah, this is a 2010 game for sure. It's got that effect to it, yeah, for sure. They nerfed Mime in the Pixel remaster? Oh, that's funny. Mime was atrocious in the other ones too, because you could have 3 different abilities. You could take items completely off if you wanted to and just put other stuff on there. And since I thought items were decently effective, but I mean, it wasn't necessarily the best command. You could just switch that right off for you, so... I guess I can read these. Oh, it only gets 2 abilities in that one? Oh my god, that's funny. They said, nope, 3 abilities, way too much. Excuse me. I don't know if I'm necessarily interested in all of this stuff. I'm more interested, I guess, in the stuff where it's like people that I've actually met, you know what I mean? I mean, I've met Westridge, but I guess I'm more interested in someone else. So this is not my inbox, this is Sean's inbox, because Mina... Oh. Okay. Some really bizarre stuff going on in here. It's definitely not my email though, so we'll just not do anything with that. Sorry for messing with your personal business. I'm surprised nobody beat the shit out of me for that, but you know, whatever. Weapons orientation, espionage orientation. I mean, I guess I could. I've already got lethal weapons with my fist, so let's do espionage actually first. Covert ops orientation. You know, but thinking about it, though, I should check what my armor does, because if this is a game where your armor has an effect on your stealth rating, then getting armor might have been a problem.
This is a restricted area. The vending machines are down the hall and to the right.
Actually...
I'm here for espionage training.
Westridge's new recruit. Good. There's no time to waste. So, orientation. You are familiar with the premise of an obstacle course, I assume?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And I don't need to explain. Up the ladder is the training area. The first test is navigating through the environment without being detected.
Okay.
In that, you'll be facing live challenges against the agents here.
Good thing I brought my
Anything
fist.
else I should know about running this course?
Yes. I suggest you do it quickly. And talking gives your position away.
Okay.
What's the deal with the security panel?
It secures the entrance. If you're as capable as Westridge says, then you should have no trouble hacking it and gaining access to the course. Clock's ticking.
Great.
Here we go. New objective, covert ops orientation. All right. Let me just check and see if what I just said might be the truth here, because if we go into armor, okay, here we go. SWAT utility armor. Okay, so it has a lower sound dampening on it than the hospital scrubs, which I don't think, yeah, I can't get those back now, so that's unfortunate, but means we'll be slightly less stealthy than we were before. It's okay, though. We don't necessarily have to be stealthy, I think.
Course begins now. Hack the door in front of you to gain access to the course.
Yes, sir. Oh, good, another one of these. I see a B. Oh, okay, that's this. So let's lock that in, and then I see another one right here. Nice. That wasn't too bad. Alright.
Always check your surroundings for cameras. We can't have you appearing on the nightly news.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so good. Almost just appeared on the nightly news immediately. No, that's not a...
Mind the gap.
Phew.
The key to stealth is timing. Pay attention to camera movements, then exploit their blind spots.
Okay. Sometimes you just gotta think on your feet and move quickly. In this case, I gotta wait for that to go all the way away, though, before I do it. There we go. Nice. Okay. Now, L2 applies pressure. There we go. Sweet. Not doing too bad so far. Oh, that must be to... If I mess up, it'll allow me to do this, so... Oop, someone saw me. Use the zip line to slide down into areas by pressing X. Okay. Keep that in mind. I don't know what they're up to over there, but I'm just gonna keep going.
Taking in the view.
Something like that.
Well, I doubt the view is what's making you hesitate. I've unlocked the security door. Come back to the control room for your evaluation.
Alright, so I tripped one alarm. Let's see how we did. Did it pretty quick, I think, though.
Your score is based on several factors. Sorting the numbers now.
I got a 98. That's not bad. We got a little off for our alarm detection, but I would imagine this is out of 100 because, let's see, 85, 105. Okay, maybe it could have gone above 100, but either way, that's not bad.
Very good. Above average performance for a trainee.
Thanks. I'm not particularly stealthy, so...
Want to run it again?
No, I don't think so.
Very well, I'll log the results. Westridge can complete your evaluation once you finish the other tests.
Anything else you could share that might help me out? I feel like I've already got the basics down.
Was there anything else?
What do you actually do here?
My primary role is intelligence analysis, but at times I serve as a...
He liked professional, so I'm just going to stick with professional.
So you've been on a lot of Alpha Protocol ops.
Key ones, yes. I was involved in the events leading up to your assignment, in fact.
Wow.
I took on the role of a contractor, an accountant. Money is one of the easiest ways to track events. It often leaves the best fingerprints.
To be fair,
So
you could
you're a
probably
spy.
pass for an accountant pretty
I'm
good.
an observer. I rarely take action. But the smallest event, if analyzed incorrectly or acted on improperly, could have great repercussions. And that's where I come in. To interpret events.
Got it.
Like butterfly wings sparking a tornado? That kind of thing?
Spare me the butterfly cliche. Guerrilla actions, nuclear tests, exposing a corrupt politician, a rise in grain prices, and... yes, the downing of an airliner in the Middle East. All of these things have the potential to create larger catastrophes.
Okay.
So the airliner,
Controlling the
he's not talking about the
repercussions
one that
of these events,
happened
getting agents
at the beginning of the
information they
game.
need to put
He's talking about
fires
a
out
different
before they
one.
rage out of control. That is my job.
So when I'm in the field, my orders come from you, or another analyst. My job is, what, to listen?
Yes, it's a numbers game. But decisions must be made quickly. If the decisions are solely reactive or passive, well, Then you operate at a disadvantage.
We can't have that now,
Sometimes
can
you
we?
create events.
For political equilibrium, yes, at times. At other times, to give America an economic advantage.
I mean, I suppose
thought
that's
we
what
were
the spy
mostly
game
mission
is,
driven.
basically.
We are. But even you will see the effect that even seemingly minor interactions have on the structure of a mission. Carry the logic one step up, and it shouldn't be hard for you to grasp.
Fair enough.
You like working here?
My responsibilities don't
I don't know
count
if I
for
should
that,
keep
nor
going
should
or
they.
if I should just get out,
You know,
but...
I actually thought you were the janitor when I arrived.
Oh
That would
my
either be
god.
an insult or an excellent deduction. I'm guessing the former.
I was actually just trying to make conversation. But why would that be an excellent deduction?
Because, Agent, Alpha Protocol can only maintain plausible deniability as long as no one knows we exist.
Yeah, that's a
That
fair
means
point.
continually cleaning and scouring data, masking our communication lines, and protecting our global positioning.
And that's what you do.
I understand. That must be a full-time task, and an important one.
Agreed. Even Westridge would say I hold the most important post in the facility. So, in short, yes, I clean up after others, and if necessary, I'm the one tasked with shutting this program down.
Shutting it down?
Turning off the lights, putting up the chairs, locking the door.
So that nobody
What
knows
does that mean exactly?
that they're
This
here,
place
that we're
cannot be
here.
found. If Alpha Protocol is compromised, any evidence of the program must be deleted.
But what happens to the... I mean, is there an escape route, or what happens?
What do you mean, Agent? Be specific. I dislike dancing around an issue if one exists.
What happens to the people?
Expendable.
Are
Oh,
you serious? You are serious.
so we can all just be
You sound like you've done this before.
killed for
I
this.
have. It's
Great.
classified.
I guess that's what I signed up for, but...
Or perhaps I'm joking. Are we done here, Agent? I think I've answered all your questions.
Some of them, yeah. The others can wait.
You know, it's been a while since we played The Outer Worlds, so it's been a while since I've been exposed to Obsidian's writing, but honestly, so far so good. Like, holy damn, that was a very in-depth conversation for small talk with one of the people that I may interact with only a few times over the course of the game. So, I'll take it. Very impressive. Gadget orientation, I mean, sure, I'll do that before I get my weapon. Again, I might as well. My fists are still a pretty solid weapon on their own. So let's go see what kinds of gadgets we're going to be working with over the course of the game. Excuse me. Yeah, no, I might be a little quiet for some of the dialogue in this one, just because it's hard to think up like things to say
Be with you in a
interim
moment. I'm just setting some things up here.
when
I'm Sean Darcy.
you're on a
I'll be
timer
running
like
you
this.
through
You
tech
know?
orientation.
Good to meet you, Agent. What do you need me to do?
We'll be firing up the exercise in a second. For now, just stand there and be quiet, Mikey. Shouldn't be much longer.
Did I do something
Here
to
we go.
cause you
Green
to give me a pet
lights.
name?
I'm glad you finally showed up. Thought
Or
you
is
might
that
have
just
gotten
your
lost
way?
on the way here. Or we're too busy beating up some more guards.
I mean,
This isn't the only orientation I have to take, Agent. I arrived as quickly as I could.
Yeah, sure. Oh, by the way, not a good idea. Hitting the guards, I mean. The ones here have a lot of time on their hands, and that means a lot of time to hold grudges.
I'll keep that in mind, but I wasn't expecting to be drugged and attacked.
yeah.
A good agent's ready for anything, Mikey. But enough chit-chat. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Well, you do. I'm mostly here as an observer.
Yeah, I noticed.
I'll be
There seems to be an
viewing your
observer for all of
evaluation,
these.
too.
What's
You
that
also
up
seem
there?
to be the
Used
one that
car alarm?
reacts the least
Target
to my
range for
professionalism.
you. For me, more like a shooting gallery.
Uh-huh.
Head out the door there and we'll get started.
All right, then.
Open
Yeah,
the locker
see what I
and
mean?
equip yourself. If you use them all, just come back and grab some more.
Well, look at all of this.
All right, everyone's favorite, grenades. Let's see that arm of yours. Go on, start checking them. They're concussion rounds, so don't be skittish. They sting, not kill.
Okay. Hold down R1 to aim, then release to throw a gadget. How much concussion are we... Okay. Talking. That's how much. Set it at his feet.
All right, now how about something more challenging? Try a ricochet to hit the target behind the wall. Lob it behind the target and use the wall for a hook shot.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so like hit this, yeah. So it bounces.
Now, Try and get one through the window.
Wow. Gotta have a cannon for an arm to get that one up there. Okay, well.
Now for some fireworks. Try and chuck one beneath the truck and take out the gas tank.
Okay. If you're willing to get rid of a perfectly good truck, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Never get tired of that one. Now, see that electronic lock there? Use your EMP grenade to shut it down. Can save you time in the field.
Oh, over here. Okay. Alright, so we can select our gadgets. Select an EMP charge. Let's see it a little bit. Temporarily disables electronic devices. So probably these will be our best friends because it'll mean less hacking. And if the hacking gets difficult, we're going to want a few of these. Haven't played this game in a decade, but remember the writing being good, so we'll see. Alright, well, we'll see then. Like you said, I'm sure it'll be something that we will notice over the course of the game.
It's shut down. No more lock.
Sweet. Got an extra concussion grenade and EMP charge.
Alright, see that locker there?
Let me guess. You want me to place one on the door?
Satchel charges? Plant explosive. Shock trap EMP charge. Delivers a non-lethal shock. Excellent against lone targets. That's not what I'm looking for. Awareness. Okay. Move to the door. Press and hold R1 to target the door. Release to attach gadgets on the target surface. Does it turn green?
Nice. And just in time.
Hey, Darcy, open up.
Guess some of the other guards will be pulling double shifts for a while.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
You know those guards you beat up when you got out of medical?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, they're going to be joining us in a second.
Oh,
You've
great.
got a head start, so if I were you, I'd set an ambush or just start running. Me, I'd use the mines. That's what they're for.
Mines? I have mines? I guess these.
Just give me first shot at him. Spread out. Watch your devices. Hey, Thornton. Wait up. I just want to talk to you.
I'm sure you all do. Tch.
Sneaky bastard.
I mean, do I need to? No, I mean, I could just... Yeah.
The doc's gonna be pissed.
Well, tell the doctor
All right,
that's his
Come
job.
on up, Mike. I'll give you a breakdown on your performance.
His job is to patch these guys up, and if they choose to be dickheads, then nothing I can do about that. Let's see, all the way up and around, so that's this one. 2 is this, 3 is this, and 4 is this one? Yeah. Just turn that bad boy right off. Alright. Well, that wasn't too bad.
So, Mikey, you did all right on the basic run.
Okay. Multiple guard takedowns, damage taken. So we didn't take any damage, and we got an 110.
You know, that performance wasn't half bad. Almost as good as my record.
Uh-huh.
How about we up the stakes? Take this to the big leagues.
I'd rather get an assault
Maybe
rifle
some
before
other
the
time,
big leagues.
Darcy. I just want to get out of here and get my assignment.
You're lost then. I thought you might be scared. I mean, I don't really blame you. It's a big world out there, full of risks.
You trying
I'm
to
reporting
get a rise
Westridge,
out of
Darcy,
me?
And I don't want to keep him waiting. There's nothing more to learn here, and I don't have time for games.
Knock yourself out then, Boy Scout. But it's not gonna matter. Once you drop the ball, they'll call me in to get the job done.
We'll see. More likely, you'll be pushing the broom.
Wah,
Enjoy
wah.
the rest of your custodial work today, and hope you enjoy cleaning up your training range.
I get the feeling these two
All
are
right,
not
then.
going to get along.
If you change your mind, the range is good to go. Whenever you feel up to it, that is.
Because that was a very heated conversation. All right, before we return to the interrogation room, let's get a weapon, shall we? Marksmanship orientation, now we're talking. I wonder what happened to Mina. We haven't heard from her since we broke out, and then she got cut off when Westridge
Hello?
did his
Anybody
thing.
shooting in here?
I don't know if they can hear you from there.
Hello.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
well,
you're the one I spoke to when I woke up in the medical bay.
speak of the devil and she appears.
Glad that wasn't a hallucination.
It may have been. Do you remember my name?
Yeah.
Or do I need to write it down for you?
Mina, right?
That's right. Good to see you've recovered from the medical room with your memory intact.
Well, they didn't inject me
Memory
with that
intact.
much morphine.
Speaking of which, I don't remember where I left my keys or my passport.
Confiscating personal items is quite routine. I wouldn't worry about that.
So you have
Let's
them.
get down to the task at hand. I'm here to run you through the weapons training and test your accuracy.
Okay.
All right, what's the next step?
Just head through the door to the firing range, and I'll keep in contact with you over the earpiece. Head over to the table, get your weapons, and we can begin.
Does she make a habit of being...
The
Because
standard
they're like,
field
what, a
agent package includes
handler,
pistol,
right? When they're
SMG,
talking to you
shotgun,
over
and assault
PDA?
rifle. Each has its strengths and weaknesses.
So, like, does
Let's
she make
start
a
with the
habit of
pistol.
being a trainer and a... whatchamacallit? And a handler? Alright, anyway, we got a pistol.
Equip the pistol, then aim down range and take
I have the pistol already equipped,
shots
so
at the target.
aim down range. Ah, I see. Okay, so when you line up like that. So maybe in this particular case, it's worthwhile to try to, like... With the pistol, it might be worth it to
Good
do
aim.
stealth, so that
Now,
way you can,
Steady your aim for a few seconds.
yeah, be precise with
Then
it.
fire. Precision shots can take down a target quickly.
Interesting. Okay, so, yeah, like that. And just leave it there. Once
Now,
it
let's move
pulls
on to
in.
the submachine gun.
Guess I may as well reload this before I switch weapons.
Now let's empty the clip.
Which one was it? It's up. Okay. Up is for weapons. Got it. So we got an
Let you
SMG.
get a feel for the recoil.
Target reticle changes as you move and aim. Smaller the reticle, the more accurate your shots will be. Probably take out guys pretty quickly with this. I mean, if they all take 2 or 3
Now
shots.
take cover. Still using cover, take some shots at the target. Accuracy's terrible while firing blind, but it can get the job done. Eventually.
You sure it's terrible? Because it's working pretty good right now.
Now try popping out and focusing your aim. You can use cover to your advantage here.
Like, look, I was just less accurate while precisely doing it.
I've unlocked the door to the tactical range on your right. Let's see how you do against some moving targets.
I don't know, those SMGs were pretty good, but I guess we'll find out if that's true or not in a second. Alright, real weapons challenge, here we go.
Now, with the pistol, you'll want to be patient and attack when targets get close.
Critical hit! Cool, that's helpful, I guess.
Good.
Try to be as accurate as I can here. Oh, okay, I guess there's just dudes hanging around here. Anybody behind me that I missed? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, okay.
Now for the shotgun.
Here comes the shotgun.
Holding the trigger steady and firing can knock down even heavily armored targets.
Ah, okay, so as it goes red, that's when, yeah, you can
Good.
do one of those.
Next.
Okay. I don't know, we used the shotgun pretty extensively in Rage. It was like our primary weapon, so I don't think I'm going to use it too much in this one. If I need to do something like the shotgun, I'll let my fists do the talking.
Now for your submachine guns. If you're trapped in
Back
close
again.
quarters with multiple opponents, the SMGs can help clear the room quickly. Not subtle or quiet, but
I mean, they don't have to be. That's the point. You just go on blast.
and that's enough.
I don't know, these SMGs are pretty neat, though, all things considered. I know I was saying, hey, let's do assault rifles, but I don't know, these are pretty neat. They're nifty. Assault rifle?
For long-range encounters,
Assault rifle.
the assault rifle's the key. It's accurate, powerful. Just be sure to line up your shots carefully.
Okay, it's a 3-round burst, so. And that was a great first impression that we just gave there.
Watch for attackers from above. They may be out of reach, but not rifle range. That's it. Take the ladder, head up and back. All done.
Okay. So accuracy wasn't the best with the assault rifle, but I wasn't exactly in cover, so that will make the difference. Maybe. And to be fair, there is aim assist on the assault rifle, so you could always just use that. Alright, tactical orientation is done. I'm probably going to get a little accuracy penalty, but that's okay.
I'm logging the results now.
Alright.
Mike, stop looking at her ass.
Darcy. He's trying to beat your time.
Uh-huh.
Well, how's he doing?
Not well. He's distracted.
Of course he is.
As soon as he knew you were talking to me, Mike, he was in here in a second, in case he saw you as a challenge for my affections. It's like a cage match with you boys.
Am I? A challenge, I mean.
If you have to ask, Thornton, then there's your answer.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Fair enough.
Let's see here.
Don't know if that was what I was expecting him to say, but sure, why not? Yeah, we missed 29 times, so that's fair. Got some critical hits, though. Also don't have any points in weapons yet. That helps the accuracy a lot. Yeah, and that's fair too, right? Because we're going to get some more recoil control and accuracy control as we level up the assault rifle, so I'm okay with it.
It'll do. Satisfactory enough for Westridge, I think.
Good.
You can give it another run if you want. The course should be free.
What, is Darcy done?
I'll pass.
Very well. I'll log your score. I'll have the results sent to your handler, and Westridge can give the rest of your evaluation, provided you've completed the other tests.
Cool. Well, we're done. We completed the other tests, so now we can, in fact, return to the interrogation room. Anything new on the tube? Oh, it was off already. Or on already, so, okay. I think I'm good. I don't think we need to do any more customizing. I think I've got the idea. So, since I've got the idea, let's go back to our handler, who is not a huge fan of me at the moment. Maybe we can change that by being more professional. I chose to be adamant about the fact that I wasn't happy with being drugged, but, you know. I guess I should have expected that a government facility like this would be a little more forceful.
You guys must have spent a fortune on the TVs in this place.
I got the basics.
You all done?
You tell me.
Now you're learning. I have to admit I was worried whether we'd be able to keep you here after you woke up in medical. You gave our staff a run for its money.
I gave it my best, and so did they.
No, they didn't.
Fair enough. It'll be a good excuse to up the morning drills around here. Looks like you did well on the tech portion of the test. Very well. Past Darcy's bitching, there's some real compliments in here if you look at the numbers.
Oh, I'm glad at least he has that to say.
Practice on the gun range, but you're probably still shaking off the drugs we gave you.
I'm still brushing up on my skills. Mina's a good teacher. I just need to be a better student.
She is
that's
a good
it.
Teacher. She has a good eye for potential.
And I only have 1 point in assault rifles, so...
And here's a surprise. A positive evaluation from Parker. On the numbers side as usual. But he actually took the time to write a sentence.
Really?
He did.
Is that rare?
What was the sentence?
You may have been right about this one, Westridge. For
But
Parker,
I'll
that's
keep
high
you in
praise.
line for
Assuming
next
you don't
time.
Let us down, Mike. Looks like that's it for the physical evaluation. Now for the hard part.
Oh, there's
Tell
a
me
hard
why
part?
You're here. Not everyone gets chosen for this line of work, but you volunteered. Usually we have to ask.
You ever had an intern position at a government agency?
I have.
Need I say more? All my exercise was moving papers from desk to desk. I'm here to do work, not sit back and manage it. I want to be out where the action is. I want to make a difference.
You know, I can
Makes you
respect
think you're
that,
ready. Because
honestly.
I tell you, we get a lot of recruits in here, and you're not convincing me.
My opinion isn't important. Yours is.
Not out in the field, and not when you're dealing directly with others. Then your opinion is all that counts. Beyond the guns, tech, and sneaking around in the dark, there's one last part of this job that nobody else here quite gets.
I'm listening.
Good, because listening is a large part of it. The way you talk to people, your attitude. That's what we're going to discuss now.
Okay.
I'm not sure I understand. Is there something wrong with how I deal with people?
I've been a professional
No,
mostly.
You're not here because you're a people person. You're here because your psych profile says you're skilled at manipulating others.
Oh.
Is that a compliment?
Okay,
You'll
fair
see.
enough.
The way you project yourself definitely affects what people think of you, and your reputation with them.
So, this is a win friends and influence people lecture.
Hardly. turning a friend into an enemy and vice versa. Well, both can have their positives. Sometimes you want to piss someone off so they can't think straight. Other times you want to build a strong rapport with someone and talk your way out of a bad situation.
Fair enough.
All depends on your objective. This goes for your handlers as well. We're going to be sending you into a lot of dangerous places, and your only backup is going to be who you're talking to on your headset. How you treat them is going to have an effect on the success of your mission.
I don't know, it says that I get effects from both.
A handler that likes you too much and puts emotions before the mission can be just as dangerous as one who resents you.
Yeah,
this
fair
is
enough.
a long way of telling me that I should just act the way I want. And if I compromise an asset in the field by choosing the wrong path?
No, again, there are no bad choices, just results. Over time, folks may hear about you and your attitude before they meet you. They may have a preconceived notion of how you're going to treat them.
So then, if I treat them differently... okay, now I'm starting to get the picture.
Time's something no one seems to be able to spare, especially during a conversation. Although that can be a plus.
If I need a breather to assess the situation, right?
The clock doesn't stop when you're speaking to someone. So if you need to get your second win before a fight, making small talk can buy you time.
But if I'm running on adrenaline, won't chatting take me off my
So my
guard?
cooldowns are all going while I'm talking.
Point, act instead of fight. For example, if you don't think I have any more to teach you, then you could just say, I'm done with this. I wouldn't think any less of you. You seem to have the basics down.
Yeah, but...
And if they're target, why talk to them at all?
Sometimes it is better if you shoot first. Still, approaching someone to talk to them can allow you to get the
attacking from dialogue, catch an enemy by surprise. Yeah, I learned that in Asura's Wrath pretty good.
The conversation isn't going your way. Assuming there's even a way you want the conversation to go.
So how do I know how someone wants to be treated? At least enough to cooperate.
If that's what you want to do, pay attention to the clues in your environment. Sometimes people will have advice, and intel can help. But there's another way.
Okay.
Read much?
Mostly stop signs, which I ignore.
There's a host of information out there through dossiers, email, and other documents that represent total research others have collected on a target, organization, or operation.
So read all of them.
What does that get me, exactly?
That gets you blackmail, Michael Thornton.
People who don't respond well to smartasses, like me. Others who respect loyalty, duty, a professional approach. Others who don't have time for bullshit, and like it when you get to the point. But dossiers just don't.
So all three of those liked professionalism.
They'll usually have combat.
I guess I've been picking the right choices
as well. What side they favor? Any past
I get
injuries,
damage bonuses against the subject of the dossiers if I fill their codex out.
Subtle, but if push comes to shove, it can give you an edge in combat. The more you've done your homework, the more vulnerable they'll be.
So when the guns come out, the dossier can come into play.
The RPG elements come into play.
Several times.
So you could shoot the shit out of me right now.
On everyone here?
Yep, if you can dig them up. You might learn a few things. Sometimes reading a dossier will give you more options when dealing with others. A few facts to bring up, to shake secrets loose.
What about you?
You should already know what makes me happy, Mike. And what pisses me off.
Yeah, professional.
How do I know when I have the go-ahead to start accessing files?
After meeting a target or hearing their name referenced by someone else, you should have a target ID.
Okay.
Then hop onto the database and start doing your homework.
Okay.
You can usually unlock their basic information at that point.
So I get to do
Let's start with a simple one.
database work.
Al-Samad. That should be familiar to you.
The terrorist group.
Yes, you can research groups as well as people. It doesn't carry the same benefits, but it can provide useful intel in the field. Talking to people about others is a good way to help gain dossier information. Sometimes people will have information on someone that can unlock a brand new thread in your computer search.
Okay, so I've suffered through your interrogation. And know how to give one if need be. Am I ready or not?
We'll see. Meet me in the command center, and I can give you a proper mission briefing.
Good. All right. Because I'm sick of this room.
I mean, we did,
if it was up to me,
end up in here when we were still morphed up.
Interrogation cell again.
That being said, we'll probably be back in here several times over the course of the missions that we do in the game. This part of the dialogue system was always very cool too. Yeah, where you can kind of just like mess around with people and it's like, well, I have a preconceived notion that you're going to be a professional in this situation. Then you just walk in and you're like, hey babe, what's up?
Him.
That's Sheikh Ali Shahid, the voice of Al-Samad. They say he was responsible for shooting down that airliner in the Middle East.
Yeah, He got his hands on some prototype Halbeck technology.
Oh boy.
A missile with a multi-stage targeting system called Jacob's Ladder. That airliner was
we
his
just
first target.
I'm pretty sure we saw something that
I've
said
run across
Jacob's
them
Ladder
around
in
the world. They don't
Rage.
exactly keep their
Wasn't
hands
that
clean.
like the ending
How did Shahid get his
theme
hands on
song
that missile?
thing? I forget.
Missiles. He's got more. He stole them from Halbeck, and we need them back before he gets any more trigger happy. Then we want you to kill him.
Okay.
Understood. But if the opportunity presents itself, should I take him alive?
If you can. Either way, we want him out of the picture and away from any more taped broadcasts.
If I
Yeah,
can bring him
okay.
back here, I will.
But if I kill him,
All right,
will I
then
create a
back to
time
you.
paradox
You're
where
heading to Saudi
the
Arabia.
in
Not
medias
coming
res
with
that we jumped
I'll be
from
there in spirit.
won't happen?
And on video and radio when needed, Agent.
And I just got here. Oh, well, I'm gonna miss this place.
No, you're not.
I doubt it. I'll contact you when you reach Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Well, here we go. First mission. Terrorist cell. Seems about right, honestly. We completed all the objectives in this section. We got a bunch of experience, got some cash. After awakening in a medical facility surrounded by armed guards, Agent Thornton, sorry, I might say Thornton accidentally, it's just part of the accent, was put through a rigorous screening process. Agent Thornton was not notified of the test. After a brief introduction to the facility, Thornton was instructed to attend orientation on the use of gadgets, espionage, and infiltration tactics, and in basic weapon use. Mina Tang gave Agent Thornton passing marks in weapons orientation and cleared him for field operations. Sean Darcy gave Agent Thornton passing marks in gadget orientation and cleared him for field operations. A psychiatric evaluation was given by Yancey Westridge. Agent Thornton meets the psychological profile required for tracking down the missing Halbeck missiles and dispatching Sheikh Ali Shahid. New operation gained, Desert Spear. Well, my shotgun accuracy was great. My assault rifle accuracy was not, but I caused almost $33,000 worth of hospital bills. So that's kind of neat. I can't believe that's tracked. How much medical debt will all of my enemies be in by the time this game is over? Unlike in Yakuza, in this game, I can actually find out. That's such a silly stat. I want to keep track of that now. That's funny. Oh, man. Orphans created... I didn't even see that one. I don't know if we had that one yet. I need to look at that again so I
Care
can
to
double
explain how
check
Halbeck
that.
lost its missiles?
Old news. An accounting error.
Oh, this is back in the
missiles.
middle of this.
You didn't lose them, did you?
Angry, Mr. Thornton? Because of what happened in Saudi Arabia.
What did happen in Saudi Arabia? Let's go find out. Also, I didn't really check to see how the audio levels were. I knew they were way too low in the setup videos that I did. So I turned it up to like only about 13 decibels lower than my voice. So we'll see if that works out or if I have to adjust it some more. It looks okay from what I'm seeing on the levels over there, but we'll know better once the stream is over, and I'll make adjustments as needed. This is the last game where I should have to make manual adjustments with the whatchamacallit, like the timing of everything, you know. So, is this supposed to be at a white screen for this long? Is it like loading the mission, or is this the 52% bug coming back to bite me in the ass? Because I'm not sure it's supposed to be this long. I think it can still hear the music. Sounds fine to you so far? Good. Good to hear. Sorry, I'm distracted by the white screen, which is probably taking way longer than it should be. The PS3 rearing its ugly head, perhaps? Yeah, possible as well. I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but when I went to install this on the PS3, it had some difficulty. It hung at 52% install rate, and I had to shut off the console. But then when I turned the console back on, it had... the data was installed, and I don't know if that just means only 52% of it was installed or what, but I said that this could happen. Can I, like... Okay, I can do that. I can quit the game if need be. Did it save? It has to have, right? I'm pretty sure it had, because it had saving content. I don't know when specifically it saved last, but I guess we can go look. Let's try quitting and reloading. Watch it like beep, beep, beep at me in a second when it tries to shut this off. This was a concern going in, though. Once I saw that it had... Yeah, there it goes. Once I saw that it had issues installing, I knew that something like this might happen. But we'll see. Glad you didn't play much on PS3. It's just a hotbed for technical problems. I mean, the console's been good so far. I think it's just this game where it's had trouble, honestly. Because, like, it didn't have problems before this. It just sort of... It's really just sort of this game where it had issues. I mean, I may be draining the life out of this thing in the process of trying to play Alpha Protocol on it, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm not quite ready to move on from the console just yet, but I mean, if this is what's going to happen, I'm not really going to have much of a choice now, am I? Well, let's see. Let's see where we ended up last. So... It just has some questionable hardware decisions that make several games act strange sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I can see that here. It does actually, it's another reason why things behave strangely when I'm trying to play them on the stream as well, because you have to use like a different adapter for it than the other consoles. Like the, I think the Xbox 360 even would allow you to use HDMI to just split between the Elgato and the other stuff. But the PS3, you need like a special splitter that comes with the Elgato, so... It's kind of a pain, honestly, to do because, again, and that's another reason why I have to manually like separate the dialogue and everything, so that way my voice is in the same place as it should be, you know. So. But it's honestly, like I said, I was interested in attempting this, so if it works after this, then cool. If it doesn't, I mean, I would be interested in playing it again if Obsidian ever decided. I mean, I can't... Here's the problem, right? The problem is that Obsidian doesn't own the rights to the games. They had to sell them to Sega in order for this game to even be published. So I would say, hey, if they ever wanted to re-release it as a remastered version, I'd be down to play it. But that's the issue, right? Is that they can't do that because it's they don't own the rights to it, and Sega stopped selling this game. I think back in I think after COVID they stopped selling it, if I remember correctly. Like after COVID hit, that was when they were like, yeah, no, we're gonna pull this from the thing. And I think it was because of licensing for the music in the game. I don't think it had anything to do with the game sales or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. So. We'll see what happens. I probably have to go through the whole conversation again. We'll see. Famous example is that Skyrim's DLC on PS3 took ages to come out because the hardware restrictions were very, very problematic.
You guys must have spent a fortune on the TV.
And you also had to worry about the whole problem with Skyrim's
I have to admit,
like save file bloat on the PS3 as well, where
you gave our staff a run
if
for its money.
You played the game for too long and the save file bloated too high, you were more and more prone to glitches and
up the morning drills around here. Looks like you did well on the
honestly, just playing the PC version instead would be a remaster over the PS3. Yeah, I wish I had access to the PC version, honestly. I didn't purchase it on the PC before they pulled it from shelves because I had it. You know what I mean?
Still shaking off the drugs we gave you.
I already had access to the PS3 version, so I didn't really think anything of it. But I guess I should have thought something of it because they pulled it from the shelves on Steam. And as far as I know, I mean, there's probably a way to get it on PC anyway, but as far as I know, there's no way for me to get it on PC.
Time to write a sentence.
So.
He did.
But we'll see.
What was the sentence?
You may have been right about this.
I don't really want to fly through this another time, honestly, because I mean I'm just kind of staying professional for most of it. But like,
now for the hard part.
Still,
tell me why you're here. Not everyone gets chosen for this line.
I wish I could have saved it
Usually we
like
have to
after the
ask.
mission
You ever had an
results
intern position at a
or
government
something, because
agency?
that would have made it a little
I
easier to
have.
just boot it back
Need
up.
I say
when it
more? All my
dropped like
exercise
that.
was moving papers from desk to desk. I'm here to do work.
Can get it
not
still,
sit
just have to
back
buy a
manage
key
it.
and redeem it on
I wanna
Steam
be
instead
out
of
where the
buying it
action
from their
is.
store
I wanna
directly.
make a
Yeah, okay, that's a
difference.
fair point
What
actually.
makes you
Yeah,
think
because
you're
I could
ready?
just buy a key
Because I
from
tell you,
somewhere else.
We get a lot of recruits in here, and you're not convincing me.
I'll think about
My
it.
opinion is
If this
Yours
one
is.
doesn't work out,
Not
like
out in
this
the field,
version of the
and
game
not when
doesn't
you're
work
dealing
out, then I
directly with
suppose
others.
if I can get it
Then
from
your
somewhere
opinion
else,
is
I could
all
always
that
buy the
counts.
key
Beyond the
and
guns,
then
tech, and
play
sneaking
it
around in
like
the dark,
at a later
there's one
date
last part
on
of
the
this
actual
job that nobody
PC.
else here quite gets.
With mouse and
Listening.
keyboard, the shooting might
Good,
actually be a little bit
because
better
listening is a
because
large
I
part
wouldn't
of
be
it.
just
The way
using
you
an
talk to
analog
people,
stick.
Your
So.
attitude. That's what we're going to discuss now.
I'm not sure I understand. Is there something wrong
It's up
with
to
how
you,
I
of
deal
course.
with
Yeah, no,
people?
honestly, though,
No,
like,
believe it or not,
just from
you're
what
not
I've
here
played
because
of
you're a
it
people
today,
person.
I'm
You're
interested in
because your
playing more of
psychophile
it
says you're skilled
because
at manipulating
the
others.
mechanical
Was that a compliment?
depth of it sounds
You'll see.
interesting because
The
it has
way you project
RPG
yourself
elements that I
definitely
think are
affects what
interesting,
people think of you,
and
your
I think I'm
reputation with it.
skeptical here.
So,
Yeah, I
this
was,
is
okay.
a win friends and influence people lecture.
Yeah, it's
Hardly.
the
Turning a friend
RPG
into
elements
an
are
enemy and
interesting
vice
because it lets
versa,
you kind of
while
mess
both
around
can
and
have
play a
their
different
positives.
character if you decide to play through multiple
Sometimes you
times.
wanna
But
piss someone
you know,
off
there's
so they can't think
various
straight.
different ways you could do
Other
it.
times
The
you wanna build a
dialogue
strong
seems
rapport
interesting
with
because
someone and
I
talk to
really
them
like
about
this
bad
concept of
situation.
preconceived notions
depends
of
on your
people
objectives.
thinking you
This
are
goes for
one
your
way
handlers as well.
and then you just
We're
act
going
a
to be
completely
sending you
different
into a
way
lot of
around them
dangerous
because I feel like
places.
that could be
And your
really
only
easy to
backup's
help
going
you
to be
like
who you're talking
manipulate
to
things
on
to
your
your advantage.
headset.
Well, not easy,
How you
but it would be
treat
an
them is
interesting
going
way
to
of
have an
manipulating
effect on
things
the
to your
success of your
advantage.
mission.
A lot of
So if I
dialogue
piss
in
them
video
off, I'm
games just
screwed?
sort of plays
No.
out in a linear
A handler that
fashion.
likes
This
you
feels
too
more
much
like
and puts
there's a bunch
emotions
of different
before the mission
parallel
can be just as
conversations
dangerous
that
as
you
one
could
who
be
resents
having, and
you.
all of them
This is a long way of
have an
telling me
effect
that I should
on
just act
the
the
way
way
that the
I
game
want.
plays out. It's a really
And if I
interesting
compromise an
concept
asset in
of
the field
choice
by
and
choosing the wrong
consequence, and
path.
I've talked about
No,
that
again,
previously.
there
I
are
really
no bad
enjoy
choices,
when games
just
have
results.
choice and consequence
Over time,
systems
folks may
that
hear
feel
about you,
palpable.
and your
Like
attitude
Pyres
before
felt
they
very
meet you.
palpable. Felt
They may
like,
have a
okay, well, you have to make a
preconceived notion of how you're
decision.
going to treat
Do you
them,
give up your
which can
best
affect their
units
reaction.
because they
Well,
have the
maybe they
highest
should take the time
enlightenment,
to know the real me.
but
If
they
only.
get a happy ending
Time's
to their
something
story
no one
because they
seems to
get
be able to
liberated
spare,
from this
especially
hellscape that you're
during the
in.
conversation.
So,
Although that can be a plus.
If I need a breather
has some
to
really
assess the
interesting systems.
situation,
You own it
right?
on PC as well, thankfully.
clock
See,
doesn't
that's
stop
nice
when you
because that
speak
lets
to
you kind of
someone.
go back to it
So
if
if
you
you need to
choose
get
to.
your second
Hey,
win
if I
before a
don't end
fight,
up getting to play
making
this, it
small
might
talk
give you
will
an
buy you
excuse to
time.
go back
But
and
if
play
I'm
it
running on
yourself and just
adrenaline,
give it a
won't
shot.
chatting take me off my guard?
Like if I can't get
So
this
if you
to
need to get
actually
the
take me
point,
to Saudi
act instead
Arabia,
of
then
fight. For example,
yeah,
if you don't
I
think
don't know.
have
I'll look
anyone
into
to
seeing
teach
if I
you,
can find it
then
on
you could just
PC.
say,
But
I'm done with this.
in the event
I
that
wouldn't
this
think
does
any less of
not
you.
work,
You seem to have the basics down.
like if
And
I
their
go
target,
back
why
to the
talk
Saudi
to them
Arabia
all?
section and then we just get a white
Sometimes it
screen
is
again
better if you shoot
and it
first.
doesn't load and
Still
it
approaching
hangs.
someone to talk to them can allow you to get the drop on them if you
I
get close enough to
probably.
strike.
I'm trying to think how I
Even
would
if you
do
have
this.
to, if the
I'd probably
conversation isn't
take
going
next
your
week
way.
off.
Assuming there's even a way you want the
Because
conversation
I'm gonna
go.
need to. I mean, I
So
need
how
a
do
little
I
bit of
know how
time to
someone wants to be
like
treated?
adjust
At
to
least
the
enough to
next
cooperate.
set of streams. If
If
this
that's
is
what you
where it
want to
has
do,
to
pay
end
attention
on,
to
you
the
know.
clues in your environment. Sometimes people will have
I wish it
advice,
wouldn't have
and
to
intel
end on
can
that.
help.
It seems kind of
There's
disappointing to
another
end it
way.
like that, especially for a game
Read
like
much?
this where
Most of the
honestly
stop
it seems
signs,
pretty
which I
promising.
ignore.
So, just from the first
There's a
impression
host of
I've gotten.
information out there through dossiers,
But,
email, and other documents that represent.
Yeah, no, I'd
total
probably
research
take a week
others have
off just so that I can
collected on the
adjust
target,
myself up and get
organization,
ready for
or
the next set of
operation.
projects. The
And
next set
what
is
does that get me exactly?
kind of freeform, I
Sometimes you'll
guess.
spot obvious
It's kind of a
triggers.
long set
People
of
who don't
projects
respond
because
well
it's like
to
multiple
smartasses
different things
like
in
me.
one.
Others who who respect loyalty, duty, a professional approach. Others
But,
who don't have time for
yeah, I don't
bullshit
know. It's just
and like it when you get to the point. But dossiers
it's just not what I
don't
would expect to
contain
be
side
doing
information.
immediately, starting
They
next
usually
week.
have
You know what I
combat
mean? So if
information
I had
on
to
your
start it
target as
tomorrow,
well.
it'd be
What
kind of
side they
tough
favor,
because I've
any
got
past
schoolwork and
injuries,
other stuff to
common
work
weapons
on.
or tactics they
So.
use. Some of it blunt,
Good
some of it
God,
subtle.
Steam keys
But
are
if push comes to
expensive.
shove,
Guess
it can
that
give
says
you an
something
edge
about
in
its
combat.
quality and demand.
The
Yeah,
more
I
you've
guess
done
so.
your homework,
It's
the
one
more
of those
vulnerable
things
you
where
will
it's like, hey, so people.
So when the guns come out,
I think if I remember
the
right, I
dossier can
looked
come
because
into
I
play.
looked at a couple of things for the game's
Have you
development
read
on
mine?
its
Several
Wikipedia page. And in the
times.
process, I could see that on Amazon
have
you can buy the game
dossiers
for like
on
$40,
everyone
which
Yep,
is
if you
way
can dig
more
them
than I
up.
got it
You
for. I
might
got it for
learn a
like
few
$10 in
things. Sometimes reading a
2012,
dossier will
which
give
is
you
only a
more
couple
options
years
when
after it
dealing
came
with
out,
others.
and that's
A few facts to bring up to shake secrets loose.
interesting.
What about you?
You should already
I
know
guess.
what makes me happy, Mike. And what pisses me off...
By the way, if anybody's
How do I
coming
know
in
when
and
I have
wondering
to go
why
ahead
I'm
and start
flapping my
accessing
gums over
files?
top of this scene, we
After
actually
meeting
saw
a
this
target
scene
or
about
hearing their
15
name
minutes
referenced
ago
by
already.
someone else,
The game
you should
hung
have a
up on
target
its
ID.
loading screen to Saudi
Hop onto the
Arabia, and we have to
database and start
rewatch
doing
this
your
in order to
homework.
get to it again.
You can usually unlock
And I
the
have to
basic
see
information
whether
at that
or not
point.
it's actually
Let's
going to
start with a simple
load
one.
into
Al
Saudi
Samad.
Arabia.
That should be familiar to you.
Because it wouldn't let me save after
Yes,
the mission
you can
was
research
over.
groups
As far
as
as
well
I'm
as
aware,
people.
so.
It doesn't carry the same benefits, but it can provide useful intel. in
Seeing
the
prices
field.
from 80 to 100 bucks
Talking
for
to
Steam
people
keys,
about
but you should be
others is
able
a
to find
good way
something
to help
better. This is a
gain
curse
dossier
research.
information.
Yeah, I'll take a look
Sometimes
into
people
it. I'm
will
not
have
going to like
information on
pull the
someone
trigger on
that
it
can
right
unlock a
away
brand
if
new thread
this
in your computer search.
setup
Okay,
doesn't work
so
out.
I've suffered
I'll
through
try
your
to find a good
interrogation
deal on it.
and know how to give one if
I
need
mean,
be.
honestly,
Am
I'd
I
probably
ready
be
or
willing
not?
to pay.
We'll see.
Just
Meet me
from
in
the
command
first
center,
impression
and I
of
can
this,
give you a
I'd
proper
probably be
mission
willing to
briefing.
pay about
Good.
$40.
Because I'm
I
sick
think.
of
Well,
this room.
Trust me, Mike.
no,
If it was up to
maybe
me,
30.
You'd
I
never
think
see this
actually, just from the
interrogation
first
cell again.
impression. It shows promise, but I don't know how much the jank is going to rear its ugly head. You know what I mean? So I can't really say 40 just yet. But again, this is all potentially. You know what I mean? It might be we'll just run through the scene here, and the game will just decide, yeah, we're actually going to load Saudi Arabia for you this time. So then you'll get to save.
That's Sheikh Ali
But,
Shahid,
I don't know.
the voice of Al Samad. They say he was responsible for
Even if it
shooting down
hangs
that
on you
airline
again,
in
it
the
might be
Middle
worth
East.
reinstalling, getting the PS3
Yeah,
version to
he
work
got
still.
his hands
I can
on
give it a
some
shot,
prototype
yeah. I
combat
can try to get it
technology.
reinstalled and see if
A
it'll
missile
work
with
for
a
tomorrow.
multi-stage targeting system called Jacob's
Although
Ladder.
probably,
That airliner
honestly,
was
if
its
I was
first
to
target.
try to get it reinstalled, I
Album.
would take
I've
off
run across them while I was touring the
tomorrow
world.
from
They don't
streaming
exactly
and like
keep their
maybe.
hands clean. How did Shahid get
Basically,
his hands
what
on
I
the
would do
missile?
is I would say, okay,
These
so we're going to take tomorrow
He's
off
got
from
more.
streaming if
He
it
stole
hangs
them
again.
from
This is
Halbech
in the
and
event
we
that it
need them
hangs
back
again.
before he gets any more trigger happy. Then we want you to kill him.
So if it hangs
Understood,
again, I would
but
take tomorrow off for
if
sure.
the opportunity presents itself,
Try to
should
get it
take
to
a
work.
lot.
If you can.
If it does work,
Either way,
I
you
would
want him
say,
out of the
okay,
picture
if it
and
works,
away
we'll
from
come
any
back
more taped
next Friday
broadcasts.
and
If
we'll
I can
keep
bring
going.
him back here, I will.
And like I'll just play through the whole game
All right,
to
then,
this
pack
point
your gear.
again if
You're heading
need
to
be.
Saudi
You know what I
Arabia.
mean?
Not coming with me.
I'll
If
be
it
there in
doesn't
spirit
work when I try
and
to
on
play
video
through it
and
again, like
radio
if I
when
get to
needed,
this point
Agent.
after
just
reinstalling it, I
got
replay
here.
it and it hangs,
Oh, well. I'm gonna miss
again,
this place.
then I would say, okay, so at this
I
point
doubt
I'll
it.
just put it
I'll
back on the
contact you
list of
when you
PC
reach
games
Saudi
and we'll play it
Arabia.
later, you know. And then I would take the rest of next week off to set myself up for the next set of streams. Because I still need to do a couple of things in order to have everything I need, all of my materials for the next set of streams. So there's just a little bit going on. All right, where was that? Oh, okay, it was above the medical bills. Okay, orphans created. That's a funny and also sad statistic, I guess. Oh boy, if we keep going, I'm gonna have to pay attention to that one. Oh boy, yeah, just throwing out ideas. Oh yeah. No, it's good, and I think it's good that we can kind of try to figure out how to do this going forward, because like, if this doesn't work, like I didn't have a backup for if this doesn't work. I just kind of figured, okay, I'll do the best I can with what I've got. Maybe it hung at 52%, but it actually installed all of the data, and I don't know, but it may not have, because well, this is what happened last time, and then it just sort of stopped. So did that happen last time? I'm not sure if this happened where the logo popped up though. Okay, here we go. No, wait, hang on.
Care
We've
to
seen this.
explain
Never
how
mind.
Halbech lost its missile?
We've seen this part.
Old news.
Sorry, false alarm.
The missiles. You didn't
Might be
lose
progress
them,
though. I
did
mean,
you?
it loaded up pretty quickly,
Angry, Mr.
but I
Thornton?
suppose it's only loading this
Because of
cutscene.
what happened in Saudi Arabia.
So it's right here. This is where it stopped last time. So let's see if we get a loading. Because if we see the logo, we didn't see the logo last time. So if we get a logo, that might be good. Yeah, see, because this is what it did last time too, where it flashed to white. I can hear the PS3 trying to load over there, like it's reading the disc. But if it didn't install all the data, then it won't be able to read the disc, because there's, some section of the code there that it might need to read that it didn't have a chance to install. Like that stuff, it doesn't get installed in a linear fashion when it installs data. It just sort of installs whatever is coded onto the disk, and that could be pieces and chunks of data from the game, and if it's missing a flag, it'll just hang, and so it just won't go. So Well, if we want to eventually move to PC, there's some account family sharing shenanigans we can do as well. We're already volunteering that. I would appreciate that. I will let you know if that's what I choose to do, because I don't want to, like, impose. I know it's probably not a huge imposition, but I don't want to impose on you just yet. Let me see if I can find a decent deal, because I would personally like to own this game as well, honestly. Like, I feel like at this point I would really only be giving money secondhand to whomever I give it to, though. You know, it's not going to Obsidian, but I think I'd like to own it just for my own purposes, just to have it, you know. Hey, this game costs like $80 because it got delisted on Steam. Oh, yeah, so from my understanding, Marie, I don't know if you were here when I gave this explanation. They pulled this game from Steam in like 2021. The game data is corrupted, the game will close. You must delete the game data to play this game. Oh, that's not good. That was what I feared was going to happen. But they pulled the game from Steam and all platforms where you could purchase it previously in like 2021 because the music licensing ran out. I think they had like a, whatchamacallit, I think they had like a 10-year, like probably a 10-year license on it. You know what I mean? So that was what that was. And they pulled it because the license just ran out and they didn't feel like renewing it because Sega wasn't particularly happy with how the game sold anyway. So then they just said, okay, well, whatever, we'll just pull it off. And they haven't sold it since. So if you want to buy it now, you have to buy it secondhand. So, yeah, uh-oh is right. Hang on one sec. Let me see. I'm just double checking the lights on the PS3 because I know... Sorry, got to get behind the microphone again. I know that in certain situations when things are corrupted like that, it could cause the PS3 some grief in terms of its software. And given the fact that we just did that, I think... Hang on. I'm just going to do this. There we go. I'm just going to turn that off because it's just rebooting itself at this point. So, like, you know. So we'll just sit here and powwow for a little bit. Why not? We'll just kind of have this be the ending part. Ray knows you and you trust me, so you wouldn't mind doing that if it comes to that. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'll let you guys know if that's what it comes to. I'm going to try to get this working, I think, because as it is now, like I said, I think we only really played for like an hour and a half because I was rambling for like the first 20 minutes of the game, just kind of talking about like its history and my very limited history with it. But the gameplay itself shows some promise, I think, so I'd be interested in continuing with it. Yeah, and I'll let you know if that's what I choose to do. In the meantime, I'm going to post the schedule, quote unquote, on YouTube, Discord, and Twitch, although I'm definitely taking tomorrow off because I'm going to try to troubleshoot this and see if it all works properly this time. If it does, then cool. Then we can come back end of next week on our usual Friday-Saturday schedule and we'll keep going. If it doesn't work, then I'll just add it back to my list of games that I could play on PC, and we'll just move right on, honestly. We'll just go straight to the next set of projects. It's a shame, honestly, that it ended up this way, where it kind of just doesn't work, because I thought this would be an interesting project to kind of end on, because the two Blind projects back-to-back, I know they're both shooters, but at the same time, this is one that's way back in the PS3's history, and it's one that I've owned for almost the entire duration of me owning a PS3, so I figured it would be an interesting full circle sort of final project to go to. But if it doesn't work, then that's all you can really do. You just do whatever you can, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work and you move on. So I know the next game will work, though. It is on a newer console. It's on the Nintendo Switch. And it will kick off a new set of projects. So, yeah, we'll figure something out for later. Like I said, I'll let you guys know if that's what I choose to do. And I appreciate you, putting yourself out there for a project like this, because I would like to show it off. I would like to cover it. If it doesn't work right now, we can always do it later. But I do know what I'd like to do next. And the next set of projects is a little bit of a mishmash. I kind of wanted to pull together a whole bunch of stuff, like There are some game series that I've played for the channel previously where I haven't really been back to them in a while, so I'd like to go back to them, and in some cases I'd actually like to finish my coverage of those series. I guess series is the plural of series. For specific reasons. Certain situations, it's just because it's been a while since I've played the games. Other situations, it's more about the fact that some of the games that I still have on my list require a significant amount of hand-eye coordination, and that kind of leads me and segs me into the next chunk of the next set of projects, which is the twitchier hand-eye coordination required games that I've still got on my list. I've got several, probably like a dozen games that require a decent amount of hand-eye coordination. And I'm not getting any younger, so I know that if I wait to do them until later, I'm just asking for more pain. So I may as well get them out of the way over the course of, maybe like the next year or so's worth of streams, just to get them there. But at the same time, that leads me to the third chunk. These all kind of intertwine, honestly. Like they all kind of, it's like three circles that have little overlaps in certain places where it's like, this game might require hand-eye coordination, this game might be a game that I haven't played in a while, and it might also be a multiplayer project. While I'm still living here with my brothers, I think it's worthwhile, not yet, in the summer when I'm off from school, I think it's worthwhile to play the other two multiplayer games that I have listed on my set of projects that I have planned. I think pretty much the rest of them are single-player projects, but there are two very specifically where there's a multiplayer component that I'd really like to take advantage of. And so the concentric circles of those three aspects are all going to come out over the course of the next... God, how many stream projects do I have lined up for this set of projects? I want to say it's somewhere in the 20s, like 26 projects. Like the next 26 projects will be some combination of those three. Requires hand-eye coordination, multiplayer, and games that I've played previously that I'm coming back to. It's a lot. We'll be at it for a while. Trust me, I've already made a prediction, and if it is the 26 that I said, we will be at this for the rest of this year and the vast majority of next year at the least. But it's all part of the fun, right? It's a varied set of projects with multiple different things. They all have a goal in mind, but once we meet all those goals, beyond that point, then I can pick whatever I want. So we'll see how that goes. Old man Monochromium got to get his backlog done before he gets arthritis. Oh, I don't got to worry about that, Metroid. I've already been diagnosed. I know you didn't mean that in an offensive way, and that's not what I'm saying. What I do now is I wear like a glove, basically, like a wrist brace when I play games, because that way it has the least amount of effect on my wrist any further. Because funny story that you should mention arthritis. Yeah, no, it's fine. You didn't know. It's no big deal, and I don't mind this either, because it's one of those things that I can control very easily. I was diagnosed with mild arthritis in my left wrist because I was going to bed, a couple of years ago, and I would just I'd go roll on my side, and my left arm would kind of be hanging off, and I'd be like, wow, I'm in pain. A little bit, not enough to really keep me from sleeping, but why am I in pain? So I went to my doctor and he said, okay, we'll take some x-rays. And they took some x-rays and they said, yeah, you have mild arthritis, osteoarthritis. I'm like, I'm 30. What the fuck? How? I don't know how. However, I do know that osteoarthritis is an inflammatory disease. The more inflammation that you get by repeatedly doing the same action, the worse it's going to get. It doesn't get better, but you can control it and combat it using certain food items that have anti-inflammatory properties. I've been trying to get into salmon. I have yet to cook a salmon that I think is good. I'm really bad at cooking fish, as it turns out. But I have taken to ground flaxseed very well. And ground flaxseed, it turns out, has a high alpha-linolenic acid profile. Alpha-linolenic acid is also known as omega-3s. Those are the anti-inflammatory fatty acid. So, I really don't get any wrist pain anymore at all. It doesn't matter if I sleep on my side or not, because I get enough food items that have omega-3s in them to satisfy my daily value in them. And because of that, I wasn't getting enough of them previously, so that's why I was in pain. But because of the practices that I've made, I've been proactive about the diagnosis. so that it doesn't advance to moderate and severe. It is something that's on my mind, though, and it's one of the reasons why, on top of the fact that I've heard over the course of your 30s, your hand-eye coordination starts to go a little bit. I've actually seen it happen because somebody that I know who I used to be subscribed to, I'm not anymore, played some action games over the course of his 30s, and he just got, like, this is no disrespect to his ability to play video games, but you could see that he was having a harder and harder time over the course of his 30s, to the point where when he got to 40, it was like, okay, I mean, I can see the problems. I can see where the hand-eye coordination used to be better, and it's not now. So I want to avoid that as best I can. And if that means that we end up playing games that are a little bit less, like, interesting and touch and go and twitchy later on in my career, that's fine. I'm just taking advantage of the fact that I've got the ability to play them now, and my body will let me play them now and still have good coordination. And if I can't coordinate later, well, then we'll play more RPGs going forward. But that's fine, you know. So it's good that I'm taking care of it. Yeah, I'm trying to be proactive about it so that way it's not a problem. But it is something that's on my mind, and that's why I want to play the twitchier hand-eye coordination related games earlier, so that way I'm at my best to play them, because I know that arthritis is a disease that doesn't get better, it gets worse. I'm putting it off as best I can, but I know it's going to happen eventually. So as a result of that, let's play those games first, along with any multiplayer projects I have left, and then games that I've played previously that I haven't been back to. The one that we're going to be playing on the Switch, if this doesn't work, is more of a... I guess it's more of a twitchy one. But I can talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to make an update video for next week so that way everybody's like up to date with, hey, so Alpha Protocol didn't work. I'm going to export the stream so that everybody can see what we got out of it. And I'll try to get it to work, but if it doesn't work, we'll just move right on. And yes, then we'll be back. So that's going to do it for potentially all of Alpha Protocol, the Stream Edition, for right now. We'll probably come back to it later. If I can't get it to work, I'll probably try to get do the technical support stuff and see if I can get it reinstalled and working tomorrow instead of streaming. And then if we can get it to work, I'll come back next Friday and we'll keep going. If I can't get it to work, I will take the rest of next week off. We'll do an update video so I can talk about the next set of projects, and we'll go to the next set of projects. So, whether I see you here for more Alpha Protocol, the Stream Edition next time, or I see you for our next project, I hope you enjoyed what we did today. It was an interesting play for me, because I really didn't do much with it previously, but the game shows promise, and I'd be willing to continue playing it, definitely, if it wasn't for the circumstances we're in. But either way, yeah. Hope you had fun. I had fun. In the meantime, until we come back, take care, and have a good one, everybody. Wonder if I gave enough hints as to what the next project is. I don't know if I gave any hints. I just kind of said it was on the Switch, didn't I? Well, I've got time. I can talk about them in the update video and maybe give a few hints. I gave enough hints for this one. I had a lot of fun with the setup for this one, though. I liked the idea of making it sound like everything was classified. That was a fun little project for me. But either way, we can always do it again later when I get this working. If I get this working. We'll see.